I wanted to talk to y'all about how I got rich in 2024 in EVE Online. Yes, we're going to go over all the systems I use to get space rich, all the things I did in order to get my money, and all the things we did in order to get going. So my current overview right now is I got an income of 158 billion. And my expenses are 168 billion because I'm buying Plex, moving them to other characters, all this other stuff, right? So this is the point. If you would like to be able to do something like this, I'm going to break down the systems I used in 2024 to be able to get these things, okay? And before people start talking, the amount of pay to win I did was minimal. Minimal. Okay, I'm not out here spending money on 50K Plex and saying, look what I made. No, I'm going to walk you through what I did. And it's no secret, the first thing we started with is PI. Okay, we've talked about this. With my system set up on one character, I'm able to make around 1.6 billion-esque in 4 days. Would you like a marauder every 4 days? That's what we've been able to do. We detail out all of it over on our YouTube channel. I took my entire process, the entire procedure. It took me a year of actually a year of testing, of checking out stuff, trying to give y'all the goodies. It's this playlist right here, the PI for Dummies playlist. This link will be in the description with you if you're new to PI. It's a great time to get into it because we just covered the recent patch that the devs put out, and they absolutely had the best patch ever. PI has never been easier to start to get into. We thought that templates were the best we could do. How wrong we were. You know, how much better it is now. So definitely go check out this playlist. It is the only playlist on my entire YouTube channel that I guarantee if you watch by the end of this playlist, you'll be space rich. So people are asking for a mining Vexor fit in my in-game chat. You know, I didn't use this, but I just dropped it in. There you go. There you go. And look, if you're watching this video, here it is. I'm not putting this fit in the description because this is a bag of memes and you shouldn't do it, but there it is. So PI is the first one. Okay, I detail out all of this. Well, let me quickly cover how I did this. I take P2s on one planet. I make P2s on one planet, okay? So I go from 0s to 1 to 2 on each planet. We go down this chain on one planet. That's all this. So I have extractors on 4-day cycles typically, extracting P0s that then go into the storage unit. Then they are made into biofuels in these. Those biofuels and precious metals get made by these advanced factories into biocells. I extract the biocells. I just pulled these out. That's why I pulled these out this morning, 4 million-esque. While I've been streaming on one planet, I don't, really. If you're not doing PI, you're unironically losing money inside of EVE Online. And my typical setup for a solo character, what I recommend for y'all, is you have 5 extractors and 1 crafter like I have on this. I do this so I can make examples. How I run is I have a lot of characters that are 6 extractors, and then I have a dedicated character that's 6 crafters, and that's all they do. And if they're not, crafting, that's it. I will also order items. Here's my crafting plan, it looks like. I will order items that I need to craft stuff, and I will throw them into my extractor. I do the margins. We talk about how to do all that in this video specifically. The margins, the tools I use to see the 5 industry tools for dummies. There's that. And if you want a full breakdown of my P2 into P3 system, that's this video here. If you're an expert PI person and you just want to know what I do, that's this. If you want to copy my PI templates, we put it right here for you. It took me a year of research, of testing, of processing, and I gave it to y'all for free. Enjoy the YouTube videos. All the fits are free. All the stuff is free. The fits are all in the description there. And if you're brand new to PI, start with this video in high sec. You can make 400 million ISK a month. Sounds good? Sounds good? Click the video, get it done. PI, ladies and gentlemen, PI is the way I did it the most. So I will talk also about how P4s, I don't love P4s. So I make and sell P3s like these. The P4s are annoying, and I actually don't recommend you do this. This is one of the things I discovered in last year. If you don't have some kind of industry chain, I don't recommend doing P4s. We talk about this in this one, the Make It Simple video. P4s are the only mats in PI that the input cost is less heavy than the output. Okay, so I think the input is like 42 M3 or something, whatever, and the output is 50. What this means is you have more micro with your extractors, with your gatherers, with your It's just too much work for me. I like that I can take, and we do the math for you in the 1.6 billion ESC in 4 days video. I think I said it's 16,000 M3, so I do like 12, just under 12 in the storage, and then like another 4,000 M3 in the launch pad, and then I come back in 4 days, and I have hundreds of millions of S just sitting there, so I don't have to worry about it. It's easy. P3 is best for transport. You're in rights inclined. So that's my system. We break it down for you in that playlist so you can go get it done. I wouldn't do P4s unless you have some kind of industry chain. That's that. My best ship and most used ship last year is the Deluge. Ladies and gentlemen, we feature this in all of our PI videos, and this fit will be in the description of this video so y'all can see it and get it. This is the fit we use. No ECM burst jammers here. You can fit one in if you need. This is not subject to the recent ECM burst nerf. This is still a hauler. You can fit an ECM burst jammer here. We got a solid 46k EHP. You can get out of being pointed. You can get out of bubbles, and the NOS is just like, I had a free high slot, whatever. Might as well get some cap, and you can covert ops cloak around. The Deluge is worth the train. I can tell you right now. It's worth the train for this reason and this reason only. It is a covert ops cloak ship that has an infrastructure hold. A base of 30k. It goes up to like 40 something. This infrastructure hold is the reason you fly this ship. Why? Because a covert ops cloak before this ship that would do this was like a Vider or a crane, but you had to run cargo expanders in the lows to be able to carry more PI. Not so with the Deluge. It has a base cargo of 4k, which you can use to get command centers, go set up your PI, and then you dump the PI into the infrastructure hold. My Deluge, do I have one here? I think I do. My Deluge here with my, and I have rank 5 because I just do this so much. I really do. 45,000. Those of you that PI know, that's a little Akter. Okay, that's a little deep space transport. So I use this. This replaced my DST because of the amount of cargo hold it has. It makes it so much easier. Love some Deluges. If you're in high sec, use an Epithal for sure. No reason to use an Epithal in Pochvin, where I live. The people that fly Epithals in Pochvin are our food. So please keep flying them in Pochvin. If you want to get the good stuff, it's the Deluge, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you my Torrent fit as well, because I use the Torrent for a lot of heavy hauling. It is really big and beefy. It is one of my favorite ships, but I do use the Deluge more on a day-to-day basis. The Torrent, we are using the Afterburner 1 pulse trick. This is not the micro warp drive cloak trick, okay? This is something different. So you 1 pulse the Afterburner. We've talked about it a billion times. You go faster in warp. This has 175,000 EHP. Okay, it's a brick moving through space. I do this in high sec. You know it's a high sec fit of mine because I don't run a warp core stab in the lows typically, because when I'm in high sec, because if one ship is pointing me, there's about to be 30 other ships behind it, and I'm gonna die anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know, so this is what I do. The Torrent I use for hauling my bulk. You got an infrastructure hold of 60k base. It's double the base of the Deluge, and the Scarif with max rank skills is 90,000 plus the fleet hangar. It's 127,500, and then the base cargo is 130,500 ISK. This will haul all your PI. I don't think the common man needs an avalanche. I have one. I used it 3 times because I had a crap ton of P0 that I was moving to market of the base stuff. If you want to know why I'm selling P0, go watch our video about how we do the market guide stuff. This one here, okay? This one. We use it, we sell it. Those are our most popular fits. I'll put most used. I'll put both of these fits in the description for you so you can get it done. PI was one of the main ways I made a lot of my ISK last year. Okay, let's talk about mining. So I have ore, ice, and gas setups across New Eden, and I do have to redo a lot of these fits because of the recent burst jammer changes. Let me tell you, my most used ship is going to be the Mackinac and the Retriever. Now I have to redo my danger fit, okay? My danger fit that was recently taken away from me, the burst jammers, rip and power my burst jammer fits, okay? But I still think the Higgs anchor drag mining is the way to go if you're in dangerous areas. I'll figure out what else to put in the low slot another day. You can help me idate it in the comments if you would like as well. This is for being in Pochvin, hence the abyssal crystals and the Tech 2 stuff. I use the warp core stab to be able to not be pointed, and I was using the burst jammer to be able to get away. We'll figure out what else to do. EM to close the EM hole. The Higgs anchor is the important thing. The Higgs anchor makes your on-grid speed go to nothing. And if this is a rock and your retriever is here, you are drag mining. You're going very slow past this. And then when you're on the other side of it, you go very slow again. Join Ponchfin triangle for a reason. It's called drag mining, ladies and gentlemen. I do this to make sure I'm aligned out to a safe point so that if somebody warps on top of me, I can click warp. And if I'm paying attention, I will get out. That's why you run the Higgs anchor. Okay. That's why you run the Higgs anchor. So this is, I'll figure out a better fit for this. I don't necessarily want to put this fit in the description because it's not complete, but you can see this and copy it. I won't do this one. Okay. So just cater it to your area of space. The retriever and the Mackinac are some of my favorites. Our industry leader of one of our industry leaders of our alliance, help me out with this. My sneeze just woke the grave, chat. My ancestors heard that and were like, bro, is he okay? You know, sheesh. So incredible stuff. You can't find the new restart extractor button burn because it doesn't work unless your things are done. It says so in the patch notes that it has to be finished. You have to go through the entire cycle. Okay. I might Nargil. That might be what we do, especially with the slow align time of the retriever. So Nargil says this in chat, and this is a really good idea for the mid slot of this. You could just, and I'll probably end up just running an afterburner, especially for the retriever, because we can use the same one pulse afterburner trick that we do with the torrent for the retriever. So you can see the retriever has above 10 align time. But if you one pulse your afterburner, let me find it. You one pulse your afterburner because of my afterburner skill, you can get your align time down to sub 8. This is probably the move to be able to get your retriever from A to B as quickly as possible. I don't like the survey scanners. I almost never use them. It's not my play style. You can if you want. I think that's what you should do. And then put a rig, shield, call it shield. So I'll ideate this later and call it a day. But you heard me that I have ice, ore, and gas setups across New Eden. How I do this, and I'm not going to show you. I'm not gonna, let me go OPSEC for just a sec. OPSEC for just a sec. Ba-da-da. OPSEC for just a sec. We do clones that are ready to go across New Eden. And I actually can't show you where the clones are, but I can show you what's in the clones to be able to make sure that you can put it, because these are in various spots that I want to make sure are, let's just say I keep them hidden, okay? And what we do is we have little bases that my clone is at that I can warp to, and then I can go from there to get the good stuff. So let me show you some of the implants that we've got going on here, okay? The first one's very expensive. This is a goal of all miners, okay? The goal of the miners is to get the Michi implant. I think, is this like 5 billion-isk? Okay. Is this like 5 billion-isk? Sorry. No, this is the high wall. Excuse me, this is the high wall. Okay, the high wall's first. This is 150 million-isk. Get this implant. It will help your stuff a lot. It will pay for itself in like a week or two, maybe, depending on how much mining you're doing. This is a really good one to get. There's it's a bit expensive, but it will pay for itself. I guarantee you. This is the Michi. This is the big one. 5% bonus yield, and this is only from the Cosmos missions. I think this is a 5 billion-isk implant. Okay, so it's down. I thought it was 5. 2 is still 2, chat. Okay, because I was looking at it up here. 3.6. Either way, expensive 2 billion-isk implant. This one is for the endgame people. You don't need this. I have it on a couple of my clones because, well, I'm an endgame player. That's how we roll. I recommend getting one of these if you would like. The harvest implants are what you want. This increases the range on your mining lasers, the quality of life, to be able to go, oh, it's 40k away with boost. Don't matter. Boop, and you keep hitting it. A big deal. Don't worry if these mid grades, low grades. Get the low grades if you're just starting out, because each one of the mid grades are hundreds of millions of ISK. And I agree with you, GL. The ROI on the Michi's implant is real low. This one you should get last. I would, in order, I would get the high walls first for all of your mining clones. And I would figure out how to slowly but surely build up the harvest clones. And then in like years later, get you the Michi. Okay, the Michi is very expensive. So those are the kind of pods I would use to get my good stuff going. I typically also am flying a porpoise on my alts. I really recommend, we talk about this a lot, how to get your best way to play EVE Online is, as a working adult, is two omegas, excuse me. And one of the ways that we would do this is by flying our porpoise. So this is what I use in more dangerous areas of space, okay? It's got a cloak in the hold in case I have to swap one in. We have double boost. You can put whatever compressor you want. It's got the siege mode. And we can lock something down. I typically have a defensive ship cloaked up waiting somewhere. Like this is a porpoise surprise. Okay, we lock them down if they get close to me, and then it's like, you can't get away now, dude. And we got the web just in case, and the MWD so we can align a little bit faster / get away if we need to. So you don't have to copy this fit. This is not like this is no game ending fits, right? This is just a typical porpoise fit. The porpoise might be one of the best ships in EVE Online for your alt. It's an incredible hauler. Okay, if you put 2 eye stabs on the lows, got really good align. It's got a fleet hangar of 5K. It can hold a decent amount of cargo. I love this ship. It might be one of my favorite ships in all of EVE. It looks great, feels great to fly. I love the like feel of it, that it's like the backbone ship. There's just something about it. It kind of reminds me of Firefly almost. It's like a real command ship. I love the porpoise. I recommend having a porpoise on your alt. If you're mining, it's definitely necessary. That's it. So the last thing I want to talk about is your solo fits versus when you're mining ice, all this other stuff, versus your group fits. So you're going to notice a lot of mine are like, what do I do with ore? What do I do with moon mining? What if I'm alone and I'm in danger, right? So typically if I have a couple fits that are like, I have a no res fit. If I'm moon mining in a very safe area of space, we have plenty of scouts out, I will go a little bit more expensive. I will slap on some good old fashioned ore strip miners. But here's my fun one, high sec T1. This is a great fit. This will be in the description for you that everybody can go do in a retriever. I would not do stuff in heavily ganked areas. This fit will definitely be in the description for you. You can mine a bunch with your mining drones. You can make sure you have no residue with Tech 1 mining drones and Tech 1 strip miners. Here's my last tip for you for mining. Something I've been doing a lot is I've not been using Tech 2 mining drones. And this again is a tip from some of our industry heads at our Corp. Al's. Thank you, my friend. Al's one of our industry leaders over there, and Jafar also. They've been turning me on to like mining drone ones are so cheap and they have no residue. So they do not burn off the rock. And it's not, oh geez, that was the worst circle of my life. The Tech 2 mining drones burn off too much and they don't get me enough back. So I'm just going to use Tech 1 mining drones. And if there's a ganking ship warping on top of me, I just leave. The mining drone ones are so cheap. Don't matter. The Warrior 2s are to kill rats and nothing else. Okay, they're not there to kill people. So definitely if you're in high sec using some good stuff, here's the fit I recommend for you. This is for both moon mining and for ore mining in high sec. Moon mining in high sec is not dead, ladies and gentlemen. I do it a decent amount. Enjoy it. Mining is the number 2 way that I was able to make a bunch of money last year in EVE. Okay. The next thing I was able to do, crafting and indie. All right, so ignore the giveaway folders, chat, because we're doing a big subathon coming up, okay? I do a decent amount of crafting. Let me find my daggum thing. So we are hauling around BPCs and BPOs. I do some of these every time I go to Potchfin. These are some stuff I got in the Abyss. I craft a lot. I do the margins. I buy order out isogen. Here's 1.5 billion isogen. One of the biggest tips I can give you is if you just go to the market and buy isogen, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. What you gotta do is you gotta go outside of JITA. Go into like a couple, maybe 10 or 9 jumps away and place buy orders for isogen that are out of the region that JITA is in. How you know the region is this. Okay, let's go to location. Okay, JITA, the region is the forge. We're gonna show on map. Don't do a buy order in the forge. It's a way I make all my money. I'm telling you, chat, I'm giving you the goodies. Let's head down to Metropolis and go make a buy order in the region of Metropolis for isogen. You're probably going to get stuff for less money. I then go later and I go haul items and I bring them in with my mining haulers. I use an Occator. I use other ships to haul stuff. That's one of the reasons why I got all this crazy stuff going on. I know it's annoying. I print money with this because instead of buying it for 288, I get it for less than this. Go look down here. Some of these people are getting some of these buys going. Oh, 1 cent. Some of these people. 2 cows. Thank you for selling me your isogen. You know what I'm saying? So don't think this is the only price you need. The further you go out in EVE, the less chance it'll be bought or sold, but the less price as well you pay. And then you can go do the time and you can go out to Ren's or Do-Dixie. Even sometimes, heck, you can go to the other trade hubs. Doesn't got to be just JITA. That's one of the main ways I've been able to get a bunch of this stuff back here. You know, we've got 300, was it a 3.4 million M3? No, these numbers are hurting me. 341,000 trit. This is 1.4 billion-isk in trit, literally from buy orders and from reprocessing stuff that I get from my mining ships. Here's the next tip for you. When is the line in the sand for you to reprocess versus when you should just sell the compressed ore. It's all about your reprocessing skills, baby. Okay? If your reprocessing skills are low, you're better off just selling the compressed ore as is, not turning them into minerals. All right? If you... Okay, I had a little bit of like my lip itch channel. What the hell is that? If you want to figure out more of this, we talk about this in our ore mining playlist. Let me find it. Let me find it. If you want to understand more things about mining and the better things they're in, I literally have to control F this because we have so many. We're doing so many shows for y'all. Here's our ore mining playlist, okay? Remember that, chat? A good time. Pepperidge Farm remembers the mustache era. Okay, I missed the mustache. Help me convince my wife to bring it back, chat. We're going to add more fits to this. This one is the most important one. The haul millions in minutes video. That's Dash, dude. It was such a freaking vibe, chat. Incredible. So definitely go check out this one. Haul millions in minutes. We put our heart and soul into that video, and we talk about how to reprocess, how to compress, when it is. This is the one to do if you're trying to get into Indeed. This is the video I recommend. We're going to add more to this. I have to go update all my fits, chat, because of the recent ECM burst change, nerf, really. So let's get definitely some Magnum PI vibes, right? So go check the video. It'll be in the description for you as well. Click it, check it, enjoy the various mining ships. One of our most watched videos for a reason, y'all. So that's the way. But the line of the sand is, if your reprocessing skill is low, just sell the compressed ore as is. If it's high, find a low sec station and go to town. The other two ways that I've been able to do stuff is I will craft, we talk about this a lot, but it's still a hustle I do. I craft Tech 1 ammo with the items that I gather. Okay, so here's Tech 1 large ammo. I will use the loyalty points that we gain from the Frye fleet to turn it into Caldari Navy ammo. The difference in price is ridiculous, okay? Is absolutely crazy. So you could sell the base one of this for 343 ISK for one. Let's look at the upgrade here and see how incredible it is. It's 3 and almost 4x the value. It does cost you loyalty points. How to spend your loyalty points? You open up your wallet, you go to LP Corporations, and we do our Frye fleet typically for the Caldari militia. And you know, you can do whatever militia. I don't care what militia you're in. It literally doesn't matter to me. So just then you find the closest loyalty point store. You right click it, you show info. Make sure it's not in like low sec or something. You don't want to be buying expensive things in low sec and then have to transport them out. Make sure it's in high sec. You're still
never safe in Eve,
but it's more safe in high sec. Okay, just be careful. That's how you find the place to spend your loyalty points. Okay, so that's what I do typically. It's a really great hustle, very easy to get into. Literally all of you can do this today. It does not take very much to do this. Look, you can buy the blueprint on the market. How much is the blueprint? This is an NPC vendor. You know that because it expires in a year. Okay, anything else that is like 30 days, 90 days is a player. So you know this is going to work. There's one in Jitta for 1 million ISK. Go get 5 of these, research it up a little bit, and start selling. Start making Tech 1 ammo, and then you can turn it into faction ammo. That's the way to do it. Faction ammo, chat. That's the way. The other way I've been doing this is I've been selling fully researched BPOs. I have been making the run out to ore space quite a few times on my own time, and I will buy expensive rare blueprints like the Coveter blueprint. I will then research this blueprint fully, and I will sell it for billions of ISK. I sold one the other day for 3 billion ISK instead of this many billions of ISK. Now, that's not as much as I would like it to sell, but that's just kind of how that goes. How you can do that, chat, is you can sell it on the contracts. Okay, so let me find in contracts. All right, let's look at this. You can also sell the BPCs, but this is a more competitive market because you can see that a fully upgraded, fully researched BPC is only going for 1.5 million ISK. Not that much. Not that much, you know, so you're going to do all that work for 1.5 million ISK. It's really not a lot. What you want to do is go to page 2, or here's the better option. Let's go back to page 1, and then let's filter it by price. Does that do it? Show me. We might actually have to go to page 2. Let's see it. Yes, on page 2, we're starting to see some blueprint originals. Don't know why that happened there. 46 billion ISK. We got a bunch here. We can see here is a Coveter blueprint that is fully upgraded for 4.6 billion. Here's 4.4. Another fun way that I do this is by LSI generation. We're going to log off of our main here, and we're going to go do this. I will wait for MCT sales. Here's what I do. I take my ISK, I generate my ISK, I buy some of it, like half of it, I buy Plex. with that Plex. I wait for MCT sales, and then I buy MCT. I then train up my alts on a skill plan, okay, that gets me LSIs. The other two characters that are on my main account here, they're literally bots. They keep training these same skills over and over again. We detail all of this out on my alt training guide. And there it is. Can you afford not to get your alt? It's this one. This will be in the description as well. You don't have to get MCT and pay Plex and do all this expensive stuff in order to have an alt that is making you money. We detail out how to set up your air career program, how to do BPOs and BPCs, how to do indie, and how to do PI, of course, on your alts. Check out this video. It's necessary viewing, y'all. This one right here, you're going to get literally space rich doing this. LSIs are one of the moves. Okay. I make about 30 LSIs a month. Okay. You do the math. With all my accounts, I make LSIs. The only other way that I do this is I take my excess ISK on my main and I will buy skill extractors only during sales. I pay attention to the skill extractor sales that are happening on the marquee site. You already know you can use my code Loru, L-O-R-U. Thank you very much. I get a cut. You get it for cheaper. Thanks. I get the good stuff because I pay attention to the market. When there's a cash sale happening to skill extractors, they begin going for less in game. That is how it goes. Right now, skill extractors are actually kind of high, getting close to 350 million ISK. When you start seeing this dip, I buy here and here and here. This, thank you, I buy them there. Buy the dip. Pay attention to our Patreon. We put out free guides on our Patreon about how to use the cash sales. Even if you don't want to spend money, you can still use the cash sales to play EVE smarter. There's always something more to learn. So to sum up the LSI generation, I buy the skill extractors low. I buy Plex with ISK and then use that Plex when there's an MCT sale to get MCT and then generate LSIs. As Oz says, Oz, the marketing guru, says, it is very hard to be profitable with LSIs. Mine are barely profitable. What I typically do, when I say barely, I make like maybe 50 million, maybe 100 million ISK per LSI when all was said and done. But what I like to do is use those LSIs to inject my alts for other things. I'm not just an EVE player. I'm a content creator. So I got to be able to inject skills. If I'm like, oh, I got to go get that. That's one of the ways that I get some free skill points to be able to get ready for these events we have coming up, like this weekend subathon. Okay, so if it's my play style, do what you want. Check out this video and use what you would like to train up your alts to get space rich. If you have empty alt slots, you're wasting time and money. It helps you unlock New Eden. That's that. We're going to cover even more guides on how to get space rich in EVE. That's how we did this last year. I'm going to talk in the upcoming guides about what we're going to do this year, what kind of my plans are. We're going to do these yearly introspectives, okay, to be able to see what's up. I want to give y'all my full plan. We're not going to gate. We're going to make sure that y'all can go get space rich too. So if you want the best EVE guides, sub right here. Thanks very much. I will see you in the next video. Thanks very much.